Hello, everybody. I am yet again Price McKinney, simply put. And as always, I want to thank you for tuning in and listening. Before I go another further, you know the drill. Go to YouTube, simply put podcast with yours truly, Price McKinney. Like, subscribe, watch the video, comment. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, simply put with Price McKinney as well. But more importantly, go to YouTube, simply put podcast with Price McKinney. All right. So my last video I talked about like who likes you, right? And oftentimes most of the time I go back and listen, but I also uh, think about what it was I talked about, and sometimes in this particular case as well, um, things will come in addition to what I've already talked about. So want to hear it go. When you like somebody, let's start with this. Make certain, and this is important, and it's not really talked about a lot, but make certain that you like yourself. Because oftentimes what happens is you'll connect with somebody that compensates or makes up for what you lack internally. And I'm not saying that there's something wrong with that, but here's what I am saying. Make sure how you like that person is genuine. Make sure it's sincere. Make sure you're not liking that person just for personal benefit or to get you over the hump. For example, I had situation. It's been some time ago where um, the individual liked who I was because I was a benefit to them across the board, right? And I was not ignorant or blind to the fact that the liking was not mutual. Okay. And I let it go on. I didn't trip. Like my daddy used to say, I give you enough rope for you to hang your own self. I don't have to do a thing. Time always wins. And whoever they present, that's what they have to maintain. So be yourself, be who you naturally are. That way you never have to change unless it's something for the better. But as long as you like who you are and the other person likes who you are and you like them as they are, make sure that's mutual. Make sure it's not so, in the case that I was in, it's not so lopsided that you're putting in all the work. Now, is that a risk? Absolutely. You've got to determine if that risk is worth it or not. I can't tell you that. Nobody else, your brother, whoever else. You can listen to other people, that's fine. But ultimately, you have to make your own decision. You've got to make that. Make certain that who it is that you like, because here's what happened to me. And it's happened more than once, unfortunately. But you live and you learn. They like something about you, but not you in general, not you as the person that you are. And that is totally okay. Just understand when you start seeing that and you see the imbalance or the disconnect or the margin in between what you're doing versus what they're doing, make sure you keep track of that. And I'm not saying play tick for tack. That's not what I'm saying at all. But you've got to be mindful of where you are within the relationship that you're trying to seek or the relationship that you're actually in. Because if you're putting in all the work, and I talked about this the last time, there's three simple ways, very simple, three simple ways to determine whether or not this person likes you as you like them: effort, time, and money. Or whatever it is that they're giving is being reciprocated. And it's pretty even. It's pretty consistent, and it balances itself out. But make sure that who it is that you're liking, that they like you equally as much or close to the same way that you like them. Granted, hear me clearly on this. It's not going to be in the same areas. it may be a little bit different. For example, my personality, my natural personality, I'm very open, very, very approachable. I get accused of being a clown by most people. Um, a couple of my friends even told me recently, and I couldn't do anything but laugh. I tried not to, but I couldn't help it. They said, "Dude, you throwed, not through, not through, not through, not through, throwed, THO apostrophe D, throwed. That means player, you out of here. You you have hit a whole other hemisphere. You're not normal. The stuff that you do and say, it doesn't register. It's not it's not normal. And so my natural personality is as such. Now, somebody else, for example, if I'm going after somebody, I don't necessarily expect that person to be the same way that I am in that particular category. They may be the complete total opposite. They may be quiet, reserved, laid back, not necessarily as comical, but have a sense of humor. That is totally okay. That is totally okay. I may like something more about that person. I may find something else that I like about them. How they say what they say, how they do what they do. They may not have the humor that I have. Totally okay. I'll look for something else within them that I like as well for me. So again, the liking, make certain that the person likes you. It doesn't have to be the exact same, but make sure you all on the same playing field. At least try to be on the same page, or at least within the same book, figuratively speaking. But make sure that, starting with all of this, that you like who you are as a person. If you don't like you, and it's not rocket science, folks, if you don't like you, how on God's creation are you going to expect somebody else to like you and you don't even like who you are? Here's how you fix that: work on you. That's exactly what I'm doing with me. I the older I get, and I'm just being transparent, the older I get, the less my patience becomes. Because I know my patience is really short, I minimize my communication and contact until I get this stuff to become better. I may not get it fixed all the way, but I'm at least working on it. And at least I'm aware of it and I'm honest with myself. You know what, dude? I don't like this. I don't like feeling this way, because my impatience becomes a trigger, and the person may not even be aware of it. They may not honestly may not even know. And I have to back up and punt, say, you know what, dude, you got some more work to do. Take your time out. Go sit it down, player. Park it. Just right over there. Park it. Just leave it be. Work on you. Keep the train moving. You know what I mean? So if you have things that you don't like within yourself, don't expect it. Don't expect the person you're going after or the person you with to fix that for you. Are they capable? It is a great possibility that they are. Can they help you with it? Most definitely, if they're going to be your person. However, it is your responsibility first. Don't rely on somebody else to come in and hey, I need you. I need no, work on yourself first. That's your job. That's you becoming better is not their responsibility. Again, can they help you? Yes. If they're that person, yes. Are they even willing? If they're that person, yes. But it's got to start with you. So make sure you like who you are. Look in the mirror, dust yourself off. When all is said and done, you put on your Sunday best, you got your makeup on, you suited and booted, dressed to the nines. When all of that comes off, check yourself. When you look back at some of the conversations you have with people, how you say what you say, and that again, that's something I've got to work on because the way I say things can come off really harsh, and I don't mean it to be that way. I don't mean to be rude and disrespectful, but sometimes that's how it comes off, and I have to apologize, and I'm okay with that. I'm not that stubborn that I can't apologize. But make sure within you liking yourself also that you're not being conceited and arrogant and stuck up about it. Just make sure you're not floating in the clouds and you think, as my daddy used to say, your feces don't stink, because it does. Ain't nobody coming out smelling like potpourri. And I know I mispronounced it wrong on purpose. I know the correct pronunciation. I'm just being me. Nobody's perfect. That's all I'm saying. All of us stand room for improvement somewhere. But make sure your liking starts within yourself. There's a whole lot about me I do like. Let's not get that twisted. There's a lot about me I like. Now, for years, I haven't been able to say that, but I can now because I'm putting in the work. But there are some other things that I don't like, and that's what I'm having to work on. So don't expect somebody to circle around and spin around and say, hey, I'm going to do this for you. Again, can they, if they're that person? Yes. However, that's not their job. And make sure that whoever you're trying to align or join yourself with, or who you're already with, make sure that it's genuine. Don't use people and take advantage of people just because of your lack, or because this is what you want out of it, and then you're not willing to do what you need to do for the relationship to sustain itself. It's got to be equal, folks. It can't be he's doing all of this, she's doing all of that, and all you doing is sitting back and reaping the rewards and the benefits. That ain't how this thing goes. So again, over and above all, make sure you like yourself, and the person that you're dealing with or involved with, or currently with, make sure it's balanced out. Make sure it's at least close to being equal, where everything is not lopsided. Because eventually, what's going to happen over the course of time, that distance or that separation is going to continue to grow. And what I don't want to see happen to you is, I don't want you to wind up being resentful because you finally figured out, you know what? I'm not going to say it the way I'm thinking it. This person just took advantage of me. They got me. And I allowed it. I let it happen. And then you become angry, bitter, pissed off, upset. You start not trusting anymore, and the list goes on. So that's what I'm trying to prevent from happening by talking about this. Make sure you start liking you. Make sure you start within yourself. All right. Again, I'm Price McKinney. Simply Put. This is Simply Put podcast on Tuesdays. And I want to thank you for listening. Again, I'm not an expert. I just know what I know, and I promise you, I'll see you soon.